Hey.
Hey George, what's up?
So today I'm outside. So yeah. I saw your LinkedIn profile. I think it's really cool. What you're doing, and obviously, like now you're interested in AI. I've been exploring AI for a bit now. Here they're even like talking about building a GI and talking about like reasoning. I think that's like the space it is currently in, like the innovation for thinking and reasoning. So for me, I have a very like hard takes as a technical guy towards like the future of AI. I like what you're talking about, maybe like putting empathy in AI. So I think like those are really cool topics, and these are things that we can highlight.
Yeah, AI is actually the future. Like calculator came, people are afraid because actually history says that when calculators came, people actually revolted. They thought that it's going to take their jobs. But now we
Yes,
can see that calculator is much more common. Everybody has it. Similarly, AI is never going to leave us. AI will always be there, either in spaceships or in our cars. AI will always be there.
yes. So let me first introduce you, and like let's do an intro for the podcast. Welcome Ian Patel to the Front Forum Focus podcast. Front Forum Focus is a community of like-minded individuals with aim to solve issues in our society through innovative projects and a podcast to raise awareness. Um, Ian is 15 years old and he has founded 5 projects. And currently, he is building SpiderSync, and he'll be here, to talk about his journey as an entrepreneur, and we'll just discuss what we see happening within like the future of the tech space. So, Ian, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes. So, kindly tell us a bit about like a background of your story, where you started like your entrepreneurship, where that interest began.
Okay, so the story goes back to 2019. COVID 19 was there. I was 9 years old and we basically had nothing to do. Online classes, YouTube, that was it. One day scrolling on YouTube, I found out that there is a programming language known as Python. Now, I was pretty much interested in biology, in snakes, and shows like Bear Grylls. So that name interested me. I was not into coding. I didn't like it. But that name, why would someone name a programming language Python? That was the curiosity which sparked me to learn Python. 3 months in, I learned almost the basics. Not completely, of course, but basics. Then ChatGPT 3 rolled out, 3.5. I'm using ChatGPT since 3.5 came out. As soon as it came, I started to code with ChatGPT because my mind says if ChatGPT can make same code in few minutes, so I will learn Python. That's why I understood that okay, AI is going to replace me for sure. There is no point in learning Python because if AI can already do it, why would I? So I started learning about AI. How does ChatGPT work? That got me into LLMs. At the age of 9, I founded SpiderSync and my first LLM, Phoenix. Phoenix was inspired by Jarvis, if you have seen Iron Man. Iron Man has always been my inspiration because, I mean, who wouldn't like Jarvis? So that's when I started. And innovation started, invention started, and here I am.
That's really cool. So I think that's really cool inspiration. Also, like a really um, cool story of how it began. Obviously, it really began at an early stage of you when you're 9 years old. Who were your mentors at that time? Except Jarvis.
Nobody. Nobody at all. But then my ATL teachers came in, but it was a year later. In COVID 19, we were in lockdown, so nobody was my mentor. It was just me, my curiosity, and internet.
Cool. So, kind of paint a picture of like what are the major kind of developments you have seen within the past, like now we can say past 5 years, from now when you began to now, like the point where even AI is at.
Okay, so if you know the first diffusion model, stable diffusion, when first came out, their model was pretty rubbish. At that time, it used to generate pictures which were out of this world. They were literally aliens. You write human, it would make forehead big or neck big. It didn't know what a human was. Look at Titan, Grok Imagine. Look at Gemini. Look at other models. They are working pretty fast. I mean, Gemini has record speed of few milliseconds of answering. That's a latency which would revolutionize our whole human race.
So, so tell us now a bit about SpiderSync. You just built your LLM, and what was the what did you feel that you were solving when you were building this LLM? Was it local? Was it like a local LLM? And give us some bit in depth about SpiderSync.
Okay, so SpiderSync first of all started to be a small scale OpenAI. I saw that okay, there is a company called OpenAI, they created ChatGPT. I found out how ChatGPT works. I created my own LLM. Now I was like, okay, created ChatGPT, what's stopping me from creating OpenAI? So I created SpiderSync. But my curiosity had other plans. I learned neural network because why not? After doing so, I started to innovate. I started to create architectures which were completely different, which were out of sense. Like one architecture which SpiderSync recently created, it's called Unity model. Unity has the ability to process images, texts, voices, senses, and many other models of information, all with one neural network, which is supposed to not happen. Of course, stable diffusion has other neural networks, and that's completely different architecture. So, I mean, inventions started coming in, and that's how SpiderSync began. We are not focused on
So
creating LLMs, focused on advancing artificial intelligence from its core.
yeah, that's really quite amazing. Even now, like with OpenAI, they don't have like a model which can process like images, text, senses, and what how take us through the process of innovation, like now building this model, when now you're innovating at it, like you're building this new model. So how did you actually like innovate at that level?
Okay, so first of all, if you want to innovate or let's say invent in the field of artificial intelligence, you must first understand the meaning of artificial intelligence. It consists of two words, it's artificial intelligence. We as humans are considered natural intelligence. We are naturally intelligent. That's why they call us Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens in Latin means wise monkeys, if you wanna say. So we are naturally wise. When we create artificial intelligence, we are basically giving a machine same kind of consciousness which we have, same kind of intelligence, not consciousness. If we can give consciousness, then we create AGI. So I understood this foundation that okay, AI is just a copy of human. We are basically creating humans out of lab. Now, creating just a mind won't work. We also need a body. That's why my other project, Anthropomorph, started building humanoid robots. Building humanoid robots, I understood that if I need to advance on artificial intelligence, I must understand ourselves first because we are creating our copy. So I started learning psychology. I started studying how humans react, how humans process information. That led me to neural network, as I said. Then I found out gaps. For example, humans can process emotions. AI basically predicts words. AI has no emotions. That give me a problem statement. Create AI which can process emotions. You may be knowing about virtual emotional fabric, which is one of my most famous inventions. What is virtual emotional fabric? It's just a fabric, a layer in architecture of LLM, which can allow the LLM to process emotions just like humans. It's basically it's a simple formula. Do what AI cannot and humans can. Replicate it for AI. That's it.
So so you know, so this is a really interesting topic because within the robotics field there are robots like Sophia. So Sophia usually has like she can do some emotions, she can do like angry tone. So she can be able like to do that real time. So took us through like now you have now built like like the how do you actually go to building the neural network towards like now processing these images, text, and emotions and bringing them all together.
Okay, so innovation is basically making. What I am trying to do is called invention.
Yes.
Invention is creating something radically different from the root. So, your question was, how did I create it, or how does that LLM works, or how does that architecture works? So, how it basically works is SpiderSync. Spider. Spiders are everywhere. I found out that when spiders walk on a web, the web bends in a perfect curve. And that led to me thinking, what if there is a fabric, a digital fabric, like space-time fabric, but we can weigh emotions? Now, if our planet is on space-time fabric, right, it's creating a curvature which we call gravity. If similar curvature can be formed for each word using calculus, I can find that curvature's mathematical value, feed it to a vector database, and that could be considered the depth of emotion. Basically, I started to weigh emotions, and that is where virtual emotional fabric came in. For Unity, Unity was kind of similar. What Unity does is, if I give you a metaphor, it's kind of like a chef. It does not specialize in one thing. It takes every type of data, mixes it like a juice, and processes it all at the same time. That's how Unity works.
So so that's really interesting. So how do you actually embed this to robots? Um, you know, uh, right now we are seeing like we have seen this new robot by 1X. So
Yes, yes.
kind of yes, kind of tell me now how how that next steps happen.
Okay, so if we are talking about humanoids, basically there is not much left into doing them. For example, Tesla Optimus, Figure, 1X, these guys are basically dominating the field. There is nothing we can do about it. Now, in humanoid robots, the problem with innovation is that there are few people who can monopolize on it, like OpenAI. For example, I have my Unity model, right? I don't have enough resources to build a model as big as ChatGPT that OpenAI has. So if my idea was to come in Sam Altman's hand, then that would be much better. But in invention, that doesn't happen. So right now, what I believe is humanoid robot is a field to be ignored unless you have something which the big guys don't. That is the only way you can survive in this market, because if I'm creating another robot, nobody's going to buy it. Why would they?
Yeah, that's a pretty solid point. So for me, my view of AGI is infrastructure. So for me, how I see it is that how we build from the neural networks, and we dive deep to the technical part of it. So now to the robotic part of it, and that harmony. So the harmony must not be within like humanoids and like this kind of robots that we see them working at the moment, but it is the harmony within the technology itself. Like now maybe how even my smart home can really be working, maybe connected with my phone or my car, now to have like now AGI. So for me also, like one of the key interesting things was how that learning is like nature. So how for you, how did you enforce like learning within like SpiderSync?
Okay, so at SpiderSync, we also have our data function, which is a specialization of agents which I created. First of all, there is nobody else in SpiderSync except just me. So for data, there is another team of agents which work on data collection. Am I audible? Is my microphone working?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So for data and how AI learns, basically we are doing what a human child would. When a human child starts to learn, it sees humans, it sees its parents, other people walking. That way, it kind of calculates what it's supposed to do. So it starts to learn to walk, unlike reinforcement learning. We basically use an advanced type of reinforcement learning, which is radically different from what we see, and that is how each model learns.
So that's really awesome. So for me, also with learning, I have like my perspective of like how that's really the good way where we have like these models being able to see like how people do it, and maybe reinforcement learning has worked. So now how do we now nurture the intelligence like for humans? Like creativity is one really good thing that I see. How do we actually move to that level?
The only thing, according to me, the only thing which AGI is lacking right now is intuition. I mean, when you first sent me the message, I thought, okay, let's do it. I had no reason, of course. There may be patterns in my mind, but I had no reason. It was purely intuitional. That
Yes.
piece of intuition, that is very difficult to replicate. I can replicate emotions, but intuition, that's a whole different thing. For intuition, you need basically a motive. What's my point in living? What's the point in my existence? This existential question does not come from an AI, because AI does not have any motive. It does not have a goal. It just exists. When we will be able to replicate that intuition, that sense of being alive, that desperation to live, that is when AGI starts to live.
That's a really awesome. That's a really awesome answer. So I'm going to ask this because everybody's talking about AI. Everybody wants to learn AI. Now AI is booming for this, like let's say this decade. So we have seen various developments, like just as you said, like the calculator. People compare AI with electricity. So let's talk about like now the next move. Like where do you think AI is taking humanity within like the next 10 years? So most of this is usually in sci-fi. So we see like maybe we have different movies who are kind of talking about this. So where do you personally see AI taking us within like the builder now as the builder of AGI?
I personally believe that out of all humans, we are not the fastest, we are not the mightiest, we are not the strongest. The only reason we are at the top of Earth, we dominate Earth, is because of intelligence. That's our only edge. We don't have anything else. We don't even have claws. We can't even bite. All we could do is we could think. And actually, it is not quite fair to compare a calculator and electricity with AI. I myself compared calculator, but in this point, calculator was doing the labor work. Humans are not the strongest. We were basically in revolution. We were automating the labor which human had to put in. But still, the thinking work and the intelligence was still used by humans because that's our edge. If we somehow lose that edge, we are basically no good than a deer. So, when we started to create artificial intelligence, my only concern was that right now, if you were to give me an essay to write, I would write it myself because I love to write essay. But if you were to send me an email, I would let my agent handle it. ChatGPT would answer the email. Why? I could have done it myself. I have enough intelligence. But why would I? Humans are generally lazy creatures. So if this continues after a few generations, I believe humans would start to lose that edge because intelligence is the only thing we have. We don't have anything else. So if AI starts to dominate intelligence, we would become second creatures. First would be AI. That way, I think AI is going to play a part in extinction of humanity. That is why SpiderSync has the motto of creating safe technology. AI is something we are playing with, but we don't quite understand.
And I like that answer because it just brings me to another question. Because um, you said something about intuition, and now this kind of takes you to survival, and that's where like I can have this like counter point where you say like at every point, like every stage, man is or humanity is forced to make these decisions for survival to the next frontier or the next you know decade. So I think that's where like also like it will lead to discovery of more of us as humanity. So we discover more about ourselves. Maybe we get to discover more about us to give us that motivation to move up to the next level of humanity. So you know I'd like to end the podcast here and maybe ask you to give your final words to maybe anyone out there looking to do AI, looking to learn more about your project, how people can reach you.
Okay, as a final word, there is a dialogue in Iron Man or Spider Man, I don't quite remember, where Tony Stark says that if you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve it. If you're nothing without the AI, you don't deserve to learn it.
Yep. So, guys, this was a really interesting talk with Ian. We'll have his company SpiderSync in the description. Make sure to like, share the podcast. Bye.
Okay. Goodbye. Have a great day.